Welcome to TYT Sports. Ben Mankiewicz, Jason Rubin, 538. Good friends over there with Nate Silver and their sports statistics heavy website. Neil Payne, I know, also writes for them, comes from sportsreference.com. Something we reference all the time here. They put together a pretty cool chart of the greatest NBA sports team, greatest NBA teams of all time.
Yeah.
And one thing that sticks out, and I want to throw to that chart before we even get into the explanation of how we come to these numbers, or they came to these numbers, and you'll see via this graphic that the Warriors on this chart are right now ranked the fourth greatest NBA team of all time. Now, 67 win season, you know, a championship away from absolutely being considered a top 10 team of all time. A team of jump shooters that technically transcends what we've ever seen win a championship, again, if they win a championship. But let's move back one quick step.
Well, the article to it says that the Warriors have a chance to hit 1,800, which again is elite status.
It's elite. Only 3 teams have ever done that, the 3 teams above them. So let's first take a look at what the ELO rating system is, as we just found out was the ARPAD ELO.
Named for a physicist.
Used to measure what?
He used it to measure something in physics. Chess. He used it to rank chess players.
Right. There you go. So chess, which we have, or I'm sorry, not myself, because gaming is, in my opinion, somewhat of a sport. We don't have to get into the argument. It's the gaming side, Ben's side. There's a nice little divider here for that. So ELO is like the iPad of sports power ratings. Their design is quite simple, and they do a lot with a little, depending only on the final score of each game and where it was played. Teams always gain ELO points after winning games, although more for upset wins and for winning by wider margins, and lose ground after losing them. If you click on the article, which we'll leave the link in the description below, they have a whole 25-page description of what it is. But fortunately here on TYT Sports, we're going to simplify that and just giving you the score, accepting what the barriers to entry are for this rating system. So let's next move on to what they consider, what point total is considered a great team, a terrible team, or an average team. So that was the second graphic we have for you. So if you get an overall score of 1,800 or bigger, more, all-time great, you can see the equivalent record really helps out with this graphic, 67 and 15, which is what the Warriors were this year, what the Bulls in 95, 96, and 96, 97 did. They surpassed they did 72 wins and 69 wins. And then if you see, I think this is quite fun. This is the millennial age of the internet, 22 and 60. LOL stands for, Ben?
Loser O'Loughlin. He's an Irish fellow.
Set you up so nicely. Laugh out loud, or as my mom likes to say, lots of love, which really confuses me via text message sometimes.
I am SMFH.
So shake my fucking head.
Yes, I know what LOL is.
Got it. Nailed it. So now we can go back to where 538 ranked their top 10 teams, and then I'm going to let Ben go and talk about if he agrees or disagrees with the list. Ben?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you can't really argue with the graphic. The graphic is, this is that ranking. I like that they use that winning by a big margin matters. I mean, that's a lot of the Pythagorean one-loss breakdowns in baseball and football that based on, if you win 48-10 2 straight weeks and then you lose 17-16 and lose 24-20, you're probably not an average team. Those 48-10 weeks, especially if you take into consideration the schedule strength of the teams you beat, can tell you something. And over time, those should even out. So those Warriors teams were elite. They won championships, as did that Laker team, right, in 09, right? That's a
That was the Pal Lake. That was the 09, 010. 08, 09, 09, 010.
Or did that team lose to the Celtics?
No, the Lakers won back-to-back with Pau and Kobe. Before that was the Celtics.
Celtics won in 08. So, yeah, I mean, you see, and by the way, I mean, you just look at those 5 years and you see how great Michael Jordan was.
That's what I was going to mention that.
76ers with Moses Malone and Dr. J.
Is that the Bird Celtics, 85, 86?
Sure,
right.
Sure. That's Bird, McHale, and Parrish, and Ainge, and Dennis Johnson.
So one of the things I think that they're missing...
And the Pistons there in 88, 89.
Their ELO score puts them way down around the 2022 area, between 20 and 25, I should say. And that was the 2000 Lakers when they went 15-1 in the playoffs. And you think, no, they didn't win, 65 games during that regular season. But if the playoffs matter and the score margin matters, I mean, the Lakers won Game 4 of the NBA Finals 136-93.
Yeah.
They
Well, I guess
destroyed teams, and only Allen Iverson was in their way.
I wonder if the playoffs matter more in ELO. I don't know.
Upset wins matter more. So I guess if you come in as a great team like the Shaq and Kobe Lakers were, and whoever, so you know what, the 76ers with Allen Iverson, no, they're not in that 1,800 top tier level, but I'm sure that win, beating them to stop the 15 or being 14-0 in the playoffs, or I'm sorry, 15-0 in the playoffs, obviously would have had a major impact on their ELO score.
Of course, as a Bullet fan, I went and tried. They got the whole list here. I went and tried and find the top-ranked Washington team.
What is that one?
The 74-75 Bullets, 208.
208.
I think that team won 60 games.
Do you want?
208th best team of all time. That team was a heavy favorite, and they played a very undermanned Warrior team.
Was it the San Francisco
Warriors?
Warriors?
No, it was the Golden State Warriors with Rick Barry and Clifford Ray, and the Warriors won that championship 4-0. The Bullets lost all 4 games. The
Maybe
Warriors
that hurt
won
their score.
And then the third best Washington team is 346th. I mean, this has not been a good franchise. And that's the 77-78 Bullets who won the NBA title. And I'm wondering whether 346 is the lowest ranked champion. But I'm going to look up.
Of recent memory, I know that the third to last, because before that you're going back to the teams from the 1930s. But the third to last team is the 92-93 Mavericks, with the worst ELO score of recent memory.
Here are the Warriors. I'm trying to find the Warriors. I think the Warriors, the 74-75 Warriors, they won the title. They're 417.
Ranked 417?
417. So the 70.
So teams who win championships doesn't mean that you were the greatest team of all time. I guess this is a great way to compile everything together. It's almost like a team version of war. Wins above replacement. You're putting it how do you stack up against all the teams all the time? I do like 538 for these reasons. They give us numbers that make you think. It's not so much the Bulls won 73 games. Not 72 games, 73 games in 1995.
No, they won 72. They lost 10.
73 and 9. I thought they lost less than double digits.
I thought they didn't, but I don't know.
73 and 9 was the 95-96 Bulls. And that's the default for me. It's just every single time. That was the greatest team of all time. And I think 538 agrees. But after that, it gets interesting because I would put, of course, for argument's sake, different teams in different places. I'm sure you'd put the winning the winning Warriors team higher than 417th. But we want your thoughts and your comments. According to, do you agree with the ELO ratings? And who are
the Bulls won 72 and 10. They did not. They lost 10 games.
God, you really think, though, they only lose 10 games during one season? Absurd. They had multiple streaks of 15-game win streaks. That's like my first ever basketball memories was I've never seen the Bulls lose. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below regarding the ELO ratings, what you think of 538's numbers, and who do you think is the greatest NBA team of all time? We've had this conversation before, but we'll continue to have it because it's always fun to debate with all of our viewers and commenters in the comment section. You can subscribe to us by clicking the subscribe button or clicking on myself. Follow us on Twitter at TYT Sports, at BenMank77, at JasonRubin91, and have a great Memorial Day weekend.